Hello friend, my name is Taylor and I just got back from the Sacred Sons Convergence just outside of San Diego, California. And in this video, I want to share with you why I felt the draw to go, what I got out of it, and then whether or not it's something that might be a good fit for you to go to. I've heard of Sacred Sons for a few years and I've been really intrigued. On screen right now, you're seeing some images from their promotional videos, and they're an organization that's primarily based in the United States, and they focus on men's work, embodiment, with elements of the sacred running through. If you can't tell by the name of Sacred Sons. And I'm not affiliated with them. They're not paying me to say any of this stuff. It's a completely independent review of my experience. So I just want to say that also first. If you feel stuck somewhere in your life right now, if you feel like you need to shake things up, if you feel like there's something that's just on the tip of your tongue or the tip of your heart that's limiting you in some way in life that you need to break through, they provide a fucking powerful container for you to go into that, really open yourself and move through it in a good way. I personally experienced and I witnessed the transformation of so many men out there. And this is not my first venture into men's work or work like this, but I can say that the facilitators that I was around, they really knew what they were doing and they really deeply cared about each man there and their success and their growth and their happiness. And that's just that's so important. So I went because recently I've been feeling like I've developed some unhealthy patterns with my phone, with social media, with my work that I'm doing, just pushing out content and not feeling as deeply embodied as I know I'm capable of and as I want to going forward in the world. And I was starting to feel a little bit how do I want to say, I guess lost the inspiration a little bit, in the hustle of it all, in the drive of making really awesome stuff. I got a little bit burnt out. So I went to have my edges pushed. I went to be challenged. I went to be around other men who are really committed to pushing their edge and living, as big of a life as they possibly can. And I was not disappointed. I was pushed. I got triggered. I was challenged, and I was given the opportunities that I needed to rise to the occasion and to feel my aliveness and to feel good and feel in my body and feel all my inspiration return and feel this fire of creativity come back to me and feel this drive to create come back to me in a really balanced and healthy way. It was a huge reset for me, and the pivotal moment for me happened in a sweat lodge out there. If you've ever been in a sweat lodge, you know that sometimes it can get really intense. And in the third round of the lodge, some message, you could say spirit, came to me and it said boom, lie down. Boom, just lie down right now, put your face on the earth and connect and breathe. And so I did. And in the middle of this sweat lodge with a lot of other guys in there, I just laid down, put my face on the earth and breathed into the wet, sweaty-filled earth and released and cried and felt all this grief come up for not being as connected with the earth and with life and with spirit as is important to me. I had let some of that stuff go recently in the name of working, hustle. And it just hit me oh man, I'm sorry, spirit. I'm sorry, earth. I'm sorry, life, for losing touch with that which is so important. I'm open. Please work with me. Allow me to work with you. All of this stuff. And I just cried and I cried and it felt so good. And afterwards I crawled out of the lodge and just laid on my back in the middle of the desert with the sun beating down on me, just resting, feeling supported by the earth, feeling the sun kiss my skin, feeling spirit course through me, whatever you want to call spirit. I felt this, I just felt my life force come back online. It was so good. It was exactly what I needed. And right now, the day after, I'm just sitting a lot. I'm sitting with all the things that happened to me. This is my integration time. I've found that it's really important after transformational experiences to give myself a window before I really re-engage with life and the world to integrate everything. So I'm here in an Airbnb right now. I've been reflecting, journaling on a lot of stuff, and feeling into what wants to be birthed into the world through this experience. And right now, I'll say that I got a really big hit to start a podcast around men's sexuality, specifically a podcast around men's sexuality that involves a sense of reverence for life and connection with all things, that looks at tantric, yogic, and Taoist perspectives, that mixes them with Western practicality, and is also mixed in with authentic, vulnerable, personal firsthand stories of sexuality, sexual shame, sexual embodiment, sexual growth from all kinds of different people too. So that's all I'm going to say for now. It's still very much percolating, but I'm really, really excited about this. It's, when an idea comes in and you feel it in your body and you're like, oh, if I just nurture this for a little while, it's going to turn into something big. That's what this feels like. And it's cool to feel that in my body right now. And this might be one of the biggest things that comes from this. I'm saying this to you right now and to myself as a message of accountability and to remind myself of what I'm feeling today, because I know tomorrow I'm flying back home to Asheville. I'm going to re-enter my normal life, I'm going to re-enter all the situations that I'm used to, that will have their own situational inertia that will pull on me, that will, unintentionally try to keep me from staying true to all the things that I just realigned myself with throughout this retreat. So thank you for receiving that. I want to say, if you're somebody who was involved in the creation of the Sacred Sons Convergence, if you were holding space, if you did anything like cooking for us at all, thank you. Thank you for contributing to something that lifts men up and allows us to really dive into that which is important in life. And I'm going to list some of the brothers beneath this video and their Instagram accounts, some of the brothers who really deeply touched me and inspired me throughout this retreat. Thank you. I feel really touched by you. And now, if you're somebody who's still watching, who's curious about whether or not you actually want to go to Sacred Sons, I will say, if you're watching this video to this point, and if you've looked at the Sacred Sons website and you've watched their videos, you probably already know in your body if this is something you want to do. And yes, I did just pay $1,000 for this experience. And that is a fair amount of money for some people, and it's not so much money for other people. And I will say that they offer partial and even full scholarships to brothers who are Indigenous and or of color in the United States, and that's just fucking awesome. Thank you, Sacred Sons, for doing that, prioritizing that. I'll cut it there. Thank you for watching. If you have any reflections or questions for me about my experience, leave a comment below. You can also connect with me on Instagram. I'll put all that information beneath this video too. And more to come soon. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. Peace.